quiet seaside town, an evil laid to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
And welcome to Tabletop Gold is the name of the show. I blanked for a second there. The show is called Tabletop Gold.
Tabletop Gold.
Tabletop Gold. It's episode 25 of our ongoing production of the Abomination Vaults campaign.
A quarter
The Roots
century.
of Ruin. That's right. Get
We
ready
can rent a
to
car.
rent a car. That's exactly where I was going. Thank you, Robin Lange, for that use of the number 25.
Hi.
Hi. Armet Humphreys is
Hello.
also here. Did you say something about the number 25 that I missed?
No.
Okay. Zoe Chernicoff is here.
Hello, I have a question for you. Who are you?
Oh, I didn't say my name.
No, I don't believe so.
And I never will. And David, the Tin Man Chernicoff is here.
If the show could rent a car, where would it go?
It would go to my house, Lars Casteen's house.
Oh!
That's me.
Hey!
That's the guy who's hosting the show.
And never find parking, because Queens.
I was walking in my neighborhood very far from my house the other day, and my next door neighbor parked their car right next to me and was like, "This is the best I can do today," a mile away from my house. And we just walked back home together. It was very uncomfortable.
no.
I mean, it was nice. They're a very nice person.
You didn't
But
have the
I
dog
was-
with you and be able to turn away and be like, I'm just going to go walk the dog down this block for no good reason.
They had me dead to rights. I was absolutely en route back to our shared building. There's no getting away from that.
Oh, no.
No, it was totally okay. It's just I feel bad for them for needing to go literally across a highway to park their car. It was a problem.
And unlike you, they're going to have to do it again the next day.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. I'm never going back to that block again after what happened the most recent time I was there. If you get what I'm saying.
Bad luck. Bad luck.
We have a really exciting game tonight. We're going to potentially meet somebody very interesting that we've been waiting to meet for a long time. But before we get into it, I want to talk about something that came up on one of our podcasts, I think several months ago at this point,
Oh, good.
that we never really got into. And that is Armet brought up a dojo that he is the member of several episodes ago. I think we were talking about conventions. You went to the New York Comic Con with various folks from your dojo, I believe was the story.
That is true. Yeah, and we
And
had
it was
a great
something
time.
that we didn't have time to catch up on at the time, but I want to know, I want to spend a few minutes talking about Armet's history with martial arts. Armet, go.
Okay. So it all begins with a young boy enamored of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
okay.
I wish I could claim
Which
like,
Ninja Turtle was your favorite?
Wait,
Well-
can I guess?
Wait, yeah,
Yeah,
let's guess.
please.
Let's guess.
Oh yeah.
Donatello.
Donatello.
Michelangelo.
I
Leonardo?
literally don't know anything about them, guys. True confession time. So I'm going Raphael just because it's a different
okay.
one from.
All
I mean, I
right.
can name them, but I couldn't tell you anything about their characteristics or which color they were.
Apparently,
like
you've
that
never
we-
heard the theme song of the show because they tell you basically everything about the characters.
Raphael,
there.
for reference, cool but rude.
Okay.
Um,
All
Oh
right.
man, that is, believe it or not, the second time that specific lyric has come up for me today.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, we will get to that in just a second.
Yeah, there's a Gab segment in and of itself.
Yeah. Armet, what's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
It was Michelangelo.
Yes.
Yeah, you totally called it.
Wow.
What was Michelangelo's MO? Hit me up with the short version here.
He's a party
dude.
He says
Okay.
cowabunga and he breakdances and eats pizza.
And
Yeah.
how about Donatello? What was Donatello's deal?
He's a nerd.
Okay.
He's the smart one.
He,
Yeah, he's
excuse me, he does machines.
He does
Yeah.
machines.
Donatello was my favorite.
Word.
Who's the
There's
fourth
a
one?
lot to like about Donatello.
Leonardo?
Yeah.
He's the
Leonardo's
leader.
the leader.
Oh, okay.
Leonardo's the carry. Donatello is the Miranda. Right. Raphael is the
I think Samantha.
Samantha.
the
He sounds like the
Samantha.
Samantha. Yeah.
and Michelangelo
is
is
the Charlotte.
The Charlotte, yeah.
Okay. All right. So you love
Or wait,
Teenage
or is it the
Mutant
other way
Ninja
around?
Turtles.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
Raphael's Samantha.
Michelangelo is obviously the Samantha. Raphael's the Charlotte.
Yeah.
Carrie is Leonardo,
Yeah.
and who's the other one?
Miranda.
Donatello is Miranda. Yeah.
Yeah, Donatello is a total.
Because I was a
Miranda.
Miranda as well. So there you go.
Okay.
I just want to say I
And
disagree
you can also
with
map
you,
them out
Lars,
against the
but-
Golden Girls. We'll do that later. Continue our math, though.
Okay, so Dorothy is Donatello. No, is Leonardo.
But yeah, I grew up loving martial arts and nerding out about them. In high school, I watched like infinite kung fu movies and fell totally in love. And so when I moved to New York, I was looking for something to get out, meet some people, do something kind of active. And I joined this dojo of Bujinkan Budo Taijutsu, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Not only did I learn martial arts at first, but my friend Raina was trying to recreate her mom's, I believe, ginger molasses cookie. So she got us all baking once I joined. So we would all bring in cookies every
The
Oh,
week.
Great
to the
Dojo Bake Off.
Totally, yeah. Like Rob, who is my teacher, he would make these amazing like carrot cake cookies with cream cheese frosting as like a sandwich. I made like blondies with bourbon and cherries and walnuts in them. Like,
This took a turn. Everyone's faces
Wow.
were dumbfounded. We didn't see this coming. Did you eat the cookies before practicing or after?
before and during, yeah.
Did you ever chop a cookie?
Yeah, did anyone ever just make a big cookie and just punch
Damn
right
it,
through
missed
it or whatever?
opportunities. No, we
You'll
never
be back.
did
You'll
that.
be back.
Yeah. But yeah, it was super fun. I made such good friends. My teacher, Rob Flanagan, his teacher, Larry, has been training in the art since like the late 70s, I believe. And Rob's been training in it since like the 1980s. They've gone over to Japan like any number of times to train in the Hombu dojo. It's really, really, they're incredible martial artists and awesome people, and just really, really fun experience.
Matt, which do you use more frequently now? The martial arts skills that you picked up or the baking skills that you picked up from this community?
Hilariously, actually, maybe the martial arts, because I have not baked in a number of years.
I'm really shocked by this response, honestly.
Yeah, but I have a heavy bag in my garage because my car can't make the turn in there. Anyway, that's kind of that.
That's the dojo.
That's the dojo, y'all.
Let's move on. We got some business to do before we can get into the game. So get ready for some business, everybody.
Business.
It's business time.
First thing I want to do is I want to plug our Discord real quick. Discord, if you're not familiar with it, it's like a chat service. It's like a chat room. We have a server on Discord where you can go to chat with people about the show and find our character sheets and hang out and be cool people just talking about whatever it is you want to talk about.
Chatty chatting.
You know, we saw some people finding players for their Pathfinder games on our server. So if you've never played a game before, like a lot of people that we've heard from who have been enjoying the show, you might find somebody friendly to put a game together, online, in person, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you'll find somebody on our Discord who wants to play a game. You can go to www.tabletopgold.com and find the link to the Discord. Also, though, and the reason that I bring this up today, we've got a channel up there where people are submitting their own fan ideas for hero point cards, which we are going to start using tonight. So hero point cards is a new thing that we're doing, and here's how they work. Whenever players get hero points, they get special cards that represent those points. So if you get 1 point, you've got one card. If you've got 2 points, you've got two cards. Each card has a trigger and an effect. It tells you when you can use it, which is the trigger, and it tells you what it does, which is the effect. You can choose to spend your hero point to get this card effect to happen rather than using the hero point to reroll dice. You'll get it when you hear it. It'll come up in the show and you'll understand it immediately. It's not that complicated. I just want you to know that every single one of these hero point cards that you hear about on this show from now on was submitted by a listener, and you can put your stamp on the show by heading over to our Discord server, posting your ideas in our Hero Point card submissions channel, and be part of the show that way.
Oh,
It's a fun thing to do.
It is fun. The ones that we've got so far are really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they come up.
And
or maybe they won't come up. They might get used as regular hero points. You never know.
And
You don't.
thank you to all of the people on our Discord submitting those ideas, hanging out, talking about movies, talking about playing games,
Sharing art.
Yes, some
It's
awesome
fun.
art.
I love our
Yeah.
Discord.
It's awesome.
But also, today we are breaking off a 5. It's episode 25. So everyone is reset to 1 hero point, and each of those is usable as one of these new hero point cards that our listeners have sent in. Okay, and the last thing I want to say is, if you're enjoying Tabletop Gold, please rate and review us on your podcast app of choice. And now let's get into it.
It was 2 months ago when Trill first saw her. The crowd at Crook's Nook that night was raucous. There had been some incident at the mills that had resulted in workers from all three needing a place to drink, and on payday, no less. It seemed every place in town was full up with drunken lumberjacks and mill workers. An excellent night to earn a few silver weights. Trill had positioned herself on a makeshift stage at the edge of the bar. Yin Yasmara didn't seem to mind performers in that corner so long as they didn't get in the way of her barkeeps doing their jobs. At her feet, she had a bag with a handful of coins in it that she earned so far for her jaunty songs. She knew her trade. Play her warning songs to the children to keep them from the darkness and the will-o'-the-wisps. Play the bar tunes for drunkards to pay for her room and board at the inn. She kept an eye on the moon through the skylight, estimating how late it was. After midnight, she'd head to the fishery to see if she could make some more money off of lucky gamblers. It was getting close. Stretching her fingers, Trill followed the light of the moon back down to the crowded room of the bar. And her breath froze in her throat. There, staring at her with an intensity she hadn't experienced before, Trill saw the most beautiful brown eyes behind dark hair. Trill's colorful brilliance locked with the unknown woman's mysterious shade. Without pulling her eyes away, Trill smirked and began playing a tune that was both energetic and alluring, hinting at the flirtatious energy now running through her. The woman smiled back, and as Trill's song came to an end, she headed towards the door. Trill knew she had to take her chance now or regret for a lifetime. And gnomes know one cannot live with regret. In one quick movement, Trill grabbed her bag of coins, threw her harp in its carrier, leapt down from her perch, and followed the woman out of the bar. She saw the long, dark hair blowing in the breeze as the woman walked towards the fishery. "Hey, I saw you back there. Haven't seen you around town before," Trill called out to the woman to get her attention as she skipped to catch up with her. The woman paused and turned, smiling at Trill.
You've got some skill. I like your music and your hair.
The woman drawled in reply. Trill absent-mindedly adjusted her blue and purple buns and ribbons, flattered, and leaned against the wall of the building next to her, appearing much more calm and cool than she felt. "I'm Trilphus Huddlelob, but you can call me Trill. What's your name?"
Moi? You can call me Beffrey. It's a family name.
Ooh la
So-
la.
You want to have some fun tonight?
Trill's eyes. Trill's eyes lit up as she felt a connection grow with her beautiful new acquaintance.
Well, I noticed both of us seem to be heading in the direction of the fishery. Looks like we're both up for some dangerous fun tonight.
In that moment, Trill knew she'd follow Beffrey anywhere.
Ow!
Woo!
And now, 2 months later, underground in the swamp a mile out of town, you're in a workshop filled with scraps of metal, bits of trash, and an unlit forge. There are 2 more Morlocks, their enormous white eyes and protruding teeth glowing in your torchlight, holding strange, rigged-together crossbow-looking things. They've slowly backed to the far end of the room towards a pile of timber blocking the way forward. And behind that pile of timber, you hear a voice shouting for help.
Is someone there? Help us! Help us, please!
Roll for initiative.
In Trill's panicked shock, she rolled a natural 1.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
She
That's
feels
amazing.
this.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it. I'm so
That's
mad.
perfect. It's perfect. Armat, what did you roll?
So I got a 20.
And what did Mag get?
Mag rolled a 16 for a 22.
And what did Norman get?
Norman got a 20 on the die for a 27.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feeling ready.
Okay, Norman.
So there are a couple things I want to say first. These 2 Morlocks that you've run into were backing away slowly, taking up a defensive position by this pile of timber, right? They're backing to the northern side of the room. Norman, Mag, and Vadim are going to get off the blocks before either of these 2. Trill is lagging behind, obviously. But their
Love.
eyes have adjusted to your torchlight, so they are not going to be blind for the beginning of the turn because they used the time that they were goading you back into the room to get over the blindness that, like, the strobe effect of your torches has subsided a little bit. So let's kick things off. The top of round 1, we are in a small workshop. It's 10 feet wide and about 30 feet long. And on one end of this long hallway, we have our 4 heroes, and on the other end, crowded around this pile of timber where you hear this shouting coming from behind, are these 2 Morlocks. It is now Norman's turn.
So Norman is eager to get a shot off at these guys while he's got the early stealth advantage. So he's going to fling a bit of debris. Not again, friendo, he says. And that is a 14.
But 14 is going to miss, even though this Morlock is startled that you have attacked. They're able to step out of the way.
Okay, so the arrow clangs to the ground, the debris clangs to the ground, and thinking about arrows, Norman pulls out his bow.
Mag sees this debris fly over her shoulder, miss the target, and it is now her turn.
Seeing the 2 Morlocks back away and start to reach for weapons, by instinct, Mag rages, her eyes going red.
David's put his so okay, we obviously we'll talk about this later, but these red glasses that David's putting on are blowing my mind right now.
They're so good.
It's wild.
They make it so hard to see the combat map.
Well, that explains your lowered
You're
armor
raging.
class when you're raging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, listener, I am blinded 1. All right, so
Blinded by the light.
that's right. All right, action 2. These two are too far away to hit this turn. So Mag's going to draw her flail and her shield.
So Mag takes up a defensive position, and it is now Vadim's turn.
The rasp of steel fills the room as Vadim draws his beautiful, sparkling Aldori dueling sword.
It's beautiful.
It's
I mean, there's nothing else
it's-
like it.
It's just an amazing weapon to look at.
I've never
it's a work
seen a
of
more beautiful
craftsman.
sword.
Like the craftsmanship on it is just a work of art.
I know. Vadim is going to dash forward and stride towards the Morlock that Norman threw the piece of debris at. As he charges, he's going to bring his Aldori dueling sword down in a swift slash, and he rolls a 6 on the die for a 15. Womp womp.
And the Morlock, with this enormous crossbow-looking thing, silently dodges out of the way and whispers towards Vadim.
We shall see if you are so agile next time, friend.
It is now that Morlock's turn,
Oh, crap.
and that Morlock is going to reach an arm out and try to wrap it around Vadim's neck to grab him in place.
Oh. Don't love that.
That's a 24 versus Vadim's Fortitude DC.
Okay, so Fortitude DC is...
Is your Fortitude plus 10.
I think that's almost a critical. His is 17.
Okay, so Vadim finds himself grabbed a hold of by this creature that is whispering to him in his ear.
Yeah.
And then for its next action, the Morlock reaches down and pulls out a hammer from
Oh.
his side and brings it back towards his face, slamming straight into Vadim's chest. Does a 19 hit your flat-footed armor class?
Yes, yeah, that absolutely hits.
Okay, so you're going to take 1d8 plus 6 bludgeoning damage plus a d6 of sneak attack damage because you're flat-footed. That is a total of 14 points of damage as this creature has wrapped its arm
Yikes.
around you and just slams into you, swinging its hammer back towards itself.
Dislike.
Yeah. Thumbs down.
And here's where I'm cheating. I'm going to roll flat checks to see if the concealment does anything for Vadim that entire turn. And the answer is no. This creature is able to see everything that it's doing to Vadim. So the Morlock at the far end of the room asks inquisitively,
Sorry, was that rhetorical?
It seems rhetorical.
If you have to ask, you already know the answer.
they lift this strange-looking crossbow up to their eye, take aim at Vadim, and launch just a bunch of bolts straight at Vadim, just like a shotgun blast of bolts flying towards him. That's a 21 to hit.
Yikes.
That'll do
This
it.
is too much.
That's going to do bludgeoning damage plus sneak attack damage. So that is a total of 13 points of damage to Vadim.
Woof.
How you doing,
is
Vadim?
at 5 hit points, y'all.
Yows.
Well, yeah.
And then the Morlock blindly reaches around, and this Morlock is in
Did you
dim
check
light.
whether it did the
No,
bolt
I don't
damage?
care. I don't care about it because this creature is beyond the range of the torch that's going right now.
Okay. Just asking.
So this creature reaches over and grabs a wrench and just shoves it into this crossbow, and it is now Trill's turn.
Trill, upon entering this room and hearing that voice from behind the door, was totally taken back into that memory. She calls out, "We have to get through that door! I know that voice! That's where they're keeping Beffrey!"
Trill! Trill!
Beffrey!
That's Beffrey's voice?
That's Beffrey back there! And maybe Jeffrey and Meffrey are there?
Jeffrey,
Right, I think that's
Meffrey,
it.
and Beffrey?
I think so! Okay, guys, we have to win this! And she passionately is going to play a song to get everyone ready. So she's going to first begin with her lingering composition to see if she can inspire courage for longer than just one round. And her lingering composition absolutely works with a 25.
25 works. That's going to be 3 rounds for your next composition cantrip.
So she's going to then cast Inspire Courage with that composition cantrip, which gives everyone 3 rounds of Inspire Courage.
Thank you, Trill.
Woo!
So that is her first action, and that is 1 focus point. Second action, how far does Acid Splash go?
Acid Splash has a range of 30 feet.
And what's the splash range on it? 5 feet?
Correct.
Fantastic.
And she plays this discordant, harsh
Chord on her harp, aiming at the Morlock that is farthest away from her, and attacks that Morlock with Acid Splash. And gets a 19.
And the Morlock winces in pain as the acid pours over it. And that's a hit.
And
Would
does
have been funny if it wasn't.
2
then.
damage.
It winces in pain, but no damage. Not a hit.
Oh, but +1, so 3 hits, so 3 hit points.
And the other Morlock is also going to take a hit, a point of damage as well, as acid sprays around the corner of the room and you hear the sizzling sound of acid eating through the timbers and the various other decaying things in this room.
serves you right. Let go of my friends.
Here we are at the top of round 2. Trill, Mag, and Norman are inspired, but on the far end of the room, in the middle of this narrow room, is Vadim, being held onto by one of these Morlocks that is beating it mercilessly with its hammer. And then in the darkness at the far end is the Morlock that was just hit by Trill's acid. It is now Norman's turn.
There's wood blocking this door. What can Norman see of this door situation? Can he tell anything about what's happening?
No, this timber is piled all the way up to the ceiling.
There's lots and lots of pieces. It's not like one
Absolutely.
piece.
It's going to
Okay.
take you a good amount of time to clear the way if you're trying to do that.
Alas. Even with a mage hand, you might say.
Especially with a mage hand.
Especially with a mage hand. All right. Honestly, I think if he ever knew about Beffrey, which I'm not sure he did, it is like not stayed in his memory. So that's like, he's sort of like, someone's behind that door, but he sees what's going on with Vadim and he's like, get off of him. So he decides to try and create a diversion to distract the one that's holding Vadim by dancing some of the acid droplets that are on the ground around behind it in hopes that will, that it's a little bit scared of this thing that's just singed it very slightly. That's an 18.
And it just barely works as this Morlock turns around and is like, wait. No, they're not like, wait, what's going on? They're like, and they turn around and are distracted for a brief moment. So they're not flat-footed to you.
And then Norman uses that to hurl some more debris that's nearby at this thing. Oh, that's a 10.
That's going to be a miss. Mag sees another projectile flying over her shoulder and missing, and it is now her turn as Vadim is bleeding badly, beaten up badly anyway, and being held onto by this Morlock. What will Mag do?
Charge into the fray, baby!
Whoop, whoop.
Mag is going to execute a sudden charge adjacent to both of these Morlocks, right in front of them both. And as she does, she whips her torso around, bringing the mace down toward the head of this Morlock who is grabbing her friend.
And you see both of them lock eyes with you, and
that's a 25 to hit.
a 25 to hit is a hit.
Good,
as
that's
this
good.
flail bashes into the Morlock hanging on to Vadim.
11 bludgeoning damage, please.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hit as the Morlock shakes its head around slightly rattled and hisses again at you.
Mag twists her body, wrenches the flail and the chain, and brings it across against the other Morlock for a 23 to hit.
That hits as
Nice.
well.
That's great.
So bang, bang, as this flail hits both of these Morlocks and they grab their heads.
And that is minimum damage for this strike, which is 8 points of bludgeoning damage against the other foe.
not bad, not bad.
Nice.
Vadim finds the breath of this Morlock that is holding onto him, brushing against his exposed neck as he is cinched in from behind by this creature. What is Vadim going to do?
So Vadim is grabbing at the Morlock's arm and sees Mag run up and goes, "Nice to see you're finally joining us." And he is going to, for his first action, try to escape.
Better late than never.
Oh, that is a 27.
So the hands of this Morlock slip free of Vadim as he twists away.
Cool. As he wrenches himself free, he slams his palm against his chest and invokes Pharasma and lays on hands. So he heals 6 points of damage. And then with his last action, he is going to say, "See if you can dodge this," and make a slash with his dueling sword for a critical failure of a 1.
Well, this
Sweet.
turn's been a roller coaster.
Maybe hero point that? I don't know.
We only have one. He's
Yeah.
too dinged up to hero point that.
I think
Or is he too dinged up not to hero point it?
It's a
this is
tricky.
kind of...
I think you need it if you die, dude.
Yeah. All right. So Vadim just flails wildly.
He's lost too much blood.
Yeah, exactly. Dazed from blood loss. And tragically, that is his turn.
That fumble is bad grip. The grip on your beautiful Aldori dueling sword gets loosened, and you will take a -2 circumstance penalty to attack rolls with this weapon until the end of your next turn.
All right.
Cool. Great. I love it.
It's still a beautiful sword. The most
It
beautiful
is.
sword.
Yeah.
It is. It's just
He's
hard
just
to
distracted by how lovely it is.
Yeah.
The Morlock that is standing in front of Vadim curses.
It's a widely
And-
known undercommon curse word. We all can tell.
Cinches up again one more time, trying to grab a hold of Vadim to get his quarry back under his control. That is an 11 versus Fortitude DC.
No.
Too much acid.
Failing to grab a hold of you, this Morlock then needs to think of something else to do with its turn.
And Vadim is just like dancing bloodied outside of his reach, going, "What are you going to do, huh?"
Does it want to move some of that timber away from the door?
The Morlock is going to dance around Vadim, landing closer to Trill, and then looks down at the pile of tools, finds a bunch of nails, and shoves them into its crossbow-looking thing.
Don't love that.
At this point, the Morlock that is standing right next to Mag at the far end of the room swings its leg out, falls to the ground, and tries to trip Mag. Here comes an athletics check versus reflex DC. That's a 22.
Probably going to
Yeah,
work.
that certainly does it.
So Mag falls down onto the ground and finds herself looking up at this sneering Morlock with its white mushroom-like eyes as the Morlock falls upon her and bites her in the neck.
Oh,
Didn't
That's
see
a
that
22 to hit.
That does hit. Yeah.
Damage and sneak attack damage. Mag finds this creature's teeth biting into her neck as she takes 15 points of piercing damage.
Does she? Because Vadim is going to invoke Pharasma, baby.
Yeah, he is.
Redemption!
Glimpse of redemption.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about your glimpse of redemption, friend, because this is a finesse creature. Glimpse the hell out of this guy. I don't care. But that is true. Mag will take 11 points of damage rather than 14.
It was 15. It was 15
So 15,
to start
15 minus 4, 11. At this point, that Morlock is going to back around the corner towards the door, getting a little bit of cover between itself and Mag. It's now Trill's
there's a
turn.
door there. Trill looks at this Morlock that just came closer to her. And she giggles a little bit.
Oh, you want to come closer to me now? Now after locking my friend up? Really?
And with a quick little trill of her harp, she launches TKP at this guy. Oh no.
Critical fail.
That TKP rolled a 1. Yeah.
Ow!
A fumble card because you fumbled hard.
This is turning messy, guys.
Very bad indeed.
Very bad.
So Trill locks eyes with this Morlock and finds her mind being controlled by it.
What?
You are controlled by the target until the end of your next turn.
Oh.
That's
She's going to be like attacking us and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no!
It's not good.
Oh, no!
Wait, which Morlock is the one that's controlling her?
the one south.
The one next to Vadim.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Is that all I can say now?
Yeah, you find yourself like
Speaking
turning,
Undercommon?
like the world is turning in a spiral as you fall deeper and deeper into this creature's opaque white eye, and you feel like it is you now.
Trill, what are you saying? Is this the blood again?
So I guess that's it for Trill's turn.
Oh, jeez.
So Trill finds herself compelled to run straight into the middle of the room, standing between Vadim and Mag. Here we are at the top of round 3. The mind-controlled Trill is standing between Vadim and Mag. Norman at the far end of the room. It is now Norman's turn.
All right, Norman senses the total chaos that is happening around him. He's hearing Trill speaking in Undercommon. He doesn't understand who this person is talking behind the door.
And Trill doesn't speak Undercommon, so this is just total gibberish. She's saying. Like the Morlocks are like offended. This is messed up.
She only knows words from the menus of Undercommon restaurants.
So in a bizarrely selfless moment, Norman darts up to the Morlock that's come down. He pulls out his rapier and he stabs at it. Oh my god. For fuck's sake, that's an 11.
The Morlock jumps out of the way. Vadim catches him for a second and then pushes him forward and puts him back on his feet. And that's 3 actions.
Did I just... Oh!
That's 3 actions for Norman as Mag sees this situation going really badly out of control. What is Mag going to do?
If I kill the thing controlling Trill, does Trill, like, snap out of it?
Yeah, totally. If it's not around, it can't be controlled, right? Yeah.
That would be my assumption. Okay. As Trill rushes forward toward Mag with a sort of twisted, dumbfounded expression on her face, Mag recognizes this expression from the dining room when the kobolds briefly took control of Trill's mind.
Trill.
Why does Trill always get her mind taken control of?
Bad luck, I guess.
I don't know.
Was that rhetorical?
Who can say?
Trill, not again!
Yang, 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 yang.
So rude. So with her first action, Mag will stand back up. As she clambers to her feet, Mag charges back the way she came in the direction of the Morlock that is controlling Trill's mind. She plants both of her feet and swings the flail with all of her strength.
Yang, 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 yang.
And that's a 24 to hit.
Ooh.
You hear, ugh, as it just gets bashed by this flail.
Bashed to the tune of 11 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Nice work, Mag.
The Morlock is panting as it tries to recover from this strike. That's 3 actions from Mag, which means it is now Vadim's turn.
Finish the
Vadim
job.
looks to his right, sees Trill looking at him with strange eyes, but the 3 of you are gathered around this Morlock. What will Vadim do?
Vadim is going to let a dagger drop into his offhand with an interact action. Then he is going to make a double slice, weaving his twin blades in a furious dervish of steel.
And as he does this, he feels that the Aldori dueling sword is slightly loose in his fingertips.
The first roll is a 20,
-2.
and the other is 16.
Yeah, both of those hit. An 18 and a 16 will both hit this Morlock's flat-footed armor class.
Awesome. All right.
Nice to see some people hitting this thing.
Burn,
Hasn't
baby,
it?
burn.
And not getting possessed by it.
That is a total of 9 damage.
Is that gonna
As
do
you
it?
as you cut into this creature, it is still up. And it is now going to
These things are strong.
Too strong.
grab a hold of Norman.
One moment of valor and he fucking pays for it. I feel like it would not grab Norman, frankly, but I don't want anyone else to get grabbed, so I'll take it.
That is a 25 versus Norman's Fortitude DC.
His is a 15, so is that a critical success?
That's a critical success. Both of Norman's arms are cinched up. You are restrained. You can't do anything involving your arms on your next turn.
Oh, good.
And then Norman sees this Morlock raising its crossbow, jingling around with nails inside
How
of
is it
it.
holding him and a crossbow?
Like this.
Nonsense.
I'm
She
doing
raises
a
a good
pantomiming holding a person and then pointing a crossbow at
You're
them.
pointing it at
It's not
yourself. You can't
a
even
good-
do it in
yeah,
pantomime.
It's not a good pantomime.
That's nonsense.
And it's a 15 to hit Norman's flat-footed.
Even with flat-footed, that is a miss.
So Norman hears as a bunch of nails fly by his head and go into the wall behind Norman.
Because how
Get
could
off of me, he says. Arms pinned at his sides.
And then you see the creature drop the crossbow and reach for the hammer in its hand, in its pouch.
Well,
At
thank
this
goodness for the 3-action economy. It's all done.
At this point, the Morlock that is hiding around the corner at the northern side of the room cranes its arm around, points its crossbow at Vadim, and lets out a "Ba-dung," and you see a wrench going whoosh, 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 whoosh as it flies towards Vadim. That's a 24 to hit Vadim's flat-footed.
Is he flat-footed?
Why is he flat-footed?
He's not flat-footed, I don't believe anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot to hide with this guy. Yeah, so it's a 24 to hit.
That still hits, yeah.
Bonk! As Vadim gets
Ow.
hit in the face by this wrench for 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yang.
You hear what sounds like a piece of stone being loaded into this crossbow, and then the Morlock attempts to hide but totally doesn't do it correctly as you see this creature's like elbow still sticking around the corner as it gets ready to pop out on its next turn.
I can totally see you, Steel. You're right there.
It's now Trill's turn,
Motherfucker doesn't know how to hide, says Norman.
Yang, yang, yang.
and here's what
Yay.
Trill's going to do. Trill sort of robotically strums her harp a couple times, and Mag sees a plume of frost extending straight towards her.
Yang, yang, yang.
That's a 26 to hit Mag.
It's gonna be a cold moment for Mag. Yeah.
Old moment for Mag.
So Mag is going to take a total
I'm
of
so sorry.
6 cold damage,
Chilly.
and then Trill is going to lie down on the floor.
Yang, 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 yang.
All sleepy.
Here we are at the top of round 4. Nobody is inspired anymore by Trill's music, by Trill's
No, I would say
inspired
not
performance.
after that. I think that makes sense, right?
Trill
He's
is
just
lying.
attacked us.
In the middle of the room, everybody is bunched up. Norman is restrained by this Morlock. Vadim is about to pass out from how much damage he's taken. Trill is lying down on the floor just and snaps out of it, is like, what the hell am I doing here? and Mag has like little bits of frost falling off of her armor.
Is Trill prone now? Or?
Yes, Trill is prone. Yes. And around the corner, and around the corner at the far northern end of the room, you see this pale elbow sticking out. It is now Norman's turn. You are currently restrained. In order to escape, you can make an acrobatics, athletics, or unarmed attack roll.
Zoe, just delay your turn so we can kill it, and then you'll have your arms back.
Sure, I could also try and get out and TKP it, but
you could, but I feel
that'll
like we
save
can
me
save
a turn.
Exactly, or
Yeah.
at least an action. Like,
Okay,
like
all right.
we're gonna
I'll
wail on
delay.
this thing until it's dead anyway.
Norman is like, guys, I'm not sure what to do. Can you guys take care of this? Give me a second. I'm thinking, and gives Mag and Vadim a minute.
And as Norman says that, completely cinched up by this Morlock,
I just need a minute.
it's Mag's turn. Mag looks to her left, sees Trill lying down on the ground, confused, and sees Norman completely tied up.
What?
Mag whips her head over to Norman. Of course. Please consider at your leisure. I will dismantle the adversary.
Thanks, appreciate it. I'll get you back after that.
She whips her head back to her other side where Trill is lying on the floor.
Why does my heart feel cold? I don't remember using frost.
Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. And then whips her head back to the Morlock that is holding Norman and moves to strike that Morlock with her flail. And that is a 11 to hit.
Oh.
And the Morlock moves its neck out of the way, and the flail passes inches away from its ear.
All right, so a second flail strike. That is an 18 to hit.
And you see it move its head back to dodge away, and just bong, you hit its jaw that is protruding as you just barely connect with it.
For another 11 bludgeoning damage.
And this creature's bell is ringing. Norman, as it's holding on to him, hears it go like as it psychs itself up to try to get out of what is a terrible situation. You hear shouting from behind the timbers, "What's going on out there?" And Mag has one more action.
Lars, is it possible to use an action to help Trill up? Like as
I could have you improvise. I could have you improvise an athletics action. That would require you drop your shield.
Okay, yeah.
So this is an improvised athletics. I'm going to say if you critically fail this, you fall over too.
And I did.
What?
I rolled a 1.
Oh my god.
This is
So
like
Mag
a fucking
reaches
Three
down to help
Stooges.
Trill and flexes her arm to pull her up, slips on the floor, and she herself is now prone as
do we
well.
hero point that? Do we hero point that?
No.
No.
we
No.
don't hero
this is
point
hilarious.
that. Yeah, that's too good to.
And Trill's just lying there. And
As the person currently grabbed, I don't know. I think I'm starting to panic.
Vadim will get it for you.
Or
Or
Max
if not, you can
suddenly-
do the same check to get out. I am sorry. Mag just reached down
to pick up tiny little Trill.
and Trill pulled down Mag.
Couldn't get her into your pouch.
Are you telling me that something like that has never happened before in your life? Are you telling me that this is something that is out of the realm of imagination
There's
for you?
never been
have-
a point when you reached down to think for one of your kids who didn't fall.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I try to help somebody up, I know there's about let's call it a 5% chance that I slip and fall as well.
By way of reply, Lars, I have added the prone condition to my token.
Thank you, friend.
I'm just like picturing Trill lying there and Mag reaching down. She'll just go, "Oh, thanks," and then all of a sudden Mag's just lying down to her, and she goes, "Oh, you're here too now. Is this where we live now?"
Mag fell down right in the middle of this unlit forge, so Mag is able to look around and see she's in a little home now. It's a little house that she's inside of now.
That's cozy.
This is cozy.
So it's Vadim's turn. Vadim, you look around. All of your two of your friends are on the ground. One of them is fully restrained by the creature in front of you. You have 3 hit points left. This is not a great situation for Vadim. A lot is resting on your shoulders at this very moment. What are you going to do?
Vadim looks around and goes, "What is going on? Why are you lying down in the middle of a fight?" And Vadim is just going to whip his blades around and make a stunningly swift double slice. That is a 18 and a 22.
Both of those will hit.
Ooh.
Oh,
Hopefully
awesome.
for at least some damage.
4 from the dueling sword and a 2 from the dagger for a total of 6
my
damage.
gosh.
Is it enough?
Norman feels the grip on him fall away as this creature behind him crumples to the ground.
Love it. Hero point.
Vadim is a hero.
And Vadim gets another
boy.
hero point, which means he gets another fan custom hero point card.
Ooh.
Cool.
Vadim has one more action.
All right. Vadim is going to, with his final action, drop his dagger for a free action, and then
Get
he's
out of
gonna,
the way of the line of sight of that Morlock who's sending off things at you?
Run out of range of the crossbow.
Yeah.
I like both those pitches, but what he's gonna do is
Oh,
battle
boy.
medicine himself,
Oh.
and so he's gonna just
That will work.
Battle
rip
medicine,
a
yeah.
bandage out of his pouch, grab one edge of it in his teeth, and start tying it off as a tourniquet to try and start slowing down his blood loss.
Oh, hey, I could help with that, says Norman, unhelpfully.
Norman, he doesn't even acknowledge.
He
He's
doesn't
not paying
respond. He's
attention.
just
Dude's
focused.
got
There's no time.
3 hit points. And here's the thing. I rolled a 9, but I have 2 hero points now. So I'm going to use one of them to re-roll that because...
Lars hates that.
Oh, great. And the good thing about that is I rolled a critical failure. And so I think I take damage?
You can't keep the first roll?
No, I cannot.
No, you cannot. So I need you to roll a D8 as you accidentally wrap this bandage around a vital part of your body. Give me 1 D8 damage, please.
Alrighty.
Could he kill himself right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
He goes, "Oh, that's much better. Oh, God."
I told you I could help,
He
man.
rolls max damage as an 8. Vadim is down.
Vadim passes out as he attempts to treat his wounds, which on the good side means that the Morlock probably won't target him. Vadim is now unconscious and dying 1.
You know what the best part of that is? That I used a hero point to achieve that
To kill yourself.
critical
You
failure.
used a hero
Yeah.
point to kill yourself. Yeah.
Mhm. Really excited about that.
Meanwhile, this little chamber where we've all been clambering around looks like nap time at a preschool.
Hey,
We've all just found our little squares and we're just snuggling all up next to each other.
Hey, Armat. Remember when David and I said, you should probably run away from the door right now?
Yeah, probably. But Vadim looks at Trill and Mag on the ground and goes,
No, you don't.
No, you
You are
don't.
unconscious,
You
friend.
Yeah, there's no looking. There's no looking. It's
You don't
closed
look
eyes.
In your dream, it's that thing where you fall asleep and you think you're still awake. You think you're having a conversation with somebody. You are knocked out,
Your
friend.
body floating above your body maybe does.
Wait, can Norman go now?
Yes.
Yes, Norman can go now. Norman, seeing Vadim accidentally strangle himself, decides that now is the time to leap into action.
Talk to me about a door potentially at someone's back and approaching them. Does that make them flat-footed since they can't go anywhere?
No.
What if the
kinda
door is
lame.
a member of the party?
Yeah, what if that door is our friend, Mr. Door?
You're going to have to come up with a strategy that involves something other than making friends with the door if you want to get out of this fight, is what I say.
Okay. So he is going to pass through Vadim and the dead Morlock up to the door where the other Morlock is and take a slash at that one. I don't know what's happening here, but I want this to be over, he shouts. And that is a 24.
That 24 hits as you run towards it. It looks at you surprised because it was sure it was hiding. And it's just like, and go ahead and give me that damage roll.
That's a big 3 damage.
Awesome. We'll take it.
I think Norman's feeling her. I don't think he's going to run away right now. Like, I think he's feeling heroic and he's feeling jazzed. I like that would be the smart move, but I feel like he's in it to win it. Nicked ya? Gonna nick you again. And he goes to backslash at this thing. And that's a 7.
Norman accidentally stabs Mr. Door behind the Morlock, impaling the door with the rapier.
Oh!
And Norman shouts back at everyone, I got this. It's going great.
The Morlock standing in front of Norman, because it's worked out so well for his friend, is going to grab a hold of Norman. That is a 24 versus Norman's Fortitude DC.
Not a critical success this time, so that's nice. Just a regular success.
It grabs a hold of Norman, drops the crossbow to the ground, and then reaches for its hammer and slams it into the back of Norman's head.
Ooh.
That's a 10 to hit.
Not gonna do it, thankfully. Norman's he's good when he's grabbed. He shimmies. Mr. Door, help! He says.
It's Trill's turn. You're able to see Norman once again grabbed onto by a Morlock, right next to the pile of timber.
Trill rolls her head back awkwardly, still prone on the ground, like,
Oh, there's Norman. Keep doing it, Norman. You're doing great.
Yeah, I got this.
Trill stands back up, and after she kind of shakes off the whole weird feeling of being possessed, looks over at Vadim, runs over, and plays some soft, soothing chords on her harp to cast Soothe using her last spell slot on her dear friend Vadim. Oh, it's not a lot. I only gave you 6, unfortunately, but you're alive.
Hey, I'll take it.
Alive is way better than dead.
Yeah. True.
So you're alive,
Yes.
and you get +2 status bonus to saves against mental effects now.
Hey.
It's the top of round 5. The party is
Incredibly.
closing in on the Morlock hiding next to this door in the northern corner of the room. It is now Mag's turn.
Is there any way that I can hit this thing with a melee strike? If I stand just south of Norman, I'm around the corner, so I'm a little bit
it's going to
hidden.
have cover, so it's going to have a minus. It's going to have a +2 to its AC.
But I can try and hit it.
Yeah.
She stands up, charges forward, and tries to bash the other Morlock from around the corner. 27 to bash.
Oh, a good bash.
And that's
That's a good
absolutely a hit as this Morlock, paying not much attention to you, looks up, sees the flail come down right on the crown of its head.
Mags sees that this blow is about to land, and she would say something like, ah! And that's 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Maximum damage as this Morlock shakes its head back and forth, retaining its grip onto Norman. And Vadim is seeing all of this upside down as he is looking over his brow from the floor.
So Vadim will stand up. He will reach down and pick up his dagger. And he will make a ranged throw against the Morlock.
And the Morlock is going to have cover against this attack as well.
And that is a 17 because I am rolling terribly tonight.
I
Is that
feel
gonna do
you.
it?
The dagger clatters onto the wall, blocked, landing right in front of Mag, as the Morlock doesn't even really know that you were attacking it.
Ah, Pharasma, curse this bloody dagger!
It is now Norman's turn. You are being held onto by this final Morlock, and you hear the sound of crying coming from the other side of these timbers that you are standing in front of.
So Norman first tries to get out of being grabbed. That's probably going to do it. That's a 26.
Yeah, so you're able to twist your body and turn and flip, and you are now no longer held by this creature.
Now he is going to try and feint this creature. He dodges to the side, and that's an 11.
And that's a miss. You don't get it's a failure. You get the impression that the Morlock knows that you're not going to attack in that direction.
And then, thinking he's fooled it, he swings at it with his rapier. And that's a 13. Really not Norman's nice with the fucking dice.
Norman again stabs into the door and pulls more splinters back as they spray over top the Morlock. It is now the Morlock's turn. The Morlock is going to attempt to barrel down and run between Norman's legs to try to get out from this situation with the door. That's a 10 acrobatics check, meaning that Norman is able to plant his legs and stop this creature from moving. So it tries to tumble past Norman and
Not
fails.
so fast, buddy.
And it's seething. It's and grabs a hold of Norman one more time. Norman is once more grabbed, 22, and the Warhammer comes back one more time, trying to bash into Norman's flat-footed. That is a 17, which I believe is going to hit, as Norman takes a grand total of 17 points of damage from this Warhammer that has just clanged into his head.
Glimpse it, glimpse it. Glimpse.
Also glimpse.
So I get 4 points back.
The visions of Pharasma flash through this creature's head. It is now enfeebled to 2, and Norman will only take a total of 13 points of damage. It is now Trill's turn.
Okay. So Trill can't see this guy at all from where she's standing. And Trill's looking and she's got her harp out. She goes, okay, guys, this is it. We can do this. This is the last, it's the last bit. We can do it. So she's going to cast, she's going to do a final kind of push, final focus spell, a final cantrip of Inspire Courage. So she's going to cast just a quick 1 round Inspire Courage for everyone. So
Thank
everyone
you,
should be
Trill.
inspired for 1 round.
We've definitely got this, says Norman, who's received a massive head wound.
I feel great, says Vadim as he's sort of stumbling and swaying on his feet.
I love this tune.
So Trill's going to move closer to the door to be able to hear Beffrey. And now that she can see this Morlock, Trill is going to do a recall knowledge.
So that's going to be a society check,
Oh, for Pete's sake.
and Trill is pretty sure this is not a Morlock as she gets a closer look at it.
Wait,
It's
what?
something pretending to be a Morlock.
God, how insidious.
Or did she just fail this?
Who's to say? Here we are at the top of round 6.
She has bad society checks.
Standing right next to this pile of timber, she hears the crying on the other side of the room as it sounds as though hope is nearly lost. It's now Mag's turn.
Oh, so just an idea. I'm doing terribly. You guys
Yeah.
can do much more damage, David. What if you give me a chance to get out of there, and then I let you step in?
Matt, just you delay also. We'll
Yeah,
let
yeah.
Zoe, I'll move into position and do stuff, and then you can decide what makes sense.
Oh, hold on. I think I got this, Norman says. I'll get you in here. You can finish him off.
Mag, she just stays lightly on the balls of her feet, waiting for Norman to take his next move.
Okay, so that's
Vadim
Mag
delays as well.
delaying and Vadim delaying. It is now Norman's turn. Norman is held onto by this Morlock. What is Norman going to do?
He goes, enough with this. Help me out, Mr. Door. And he tries to get out of being grabbed. And that is a 19.
And you just barely manage to squeak your way out of this grab as you find yourself now unrestrained.
So he breaks free. He takes one last desperate swipe at this thing. Ooh! And that is a 27.
Oh!
19, not a 20.
Oh, is that crit?
It does not crit. It is a regular hit.
I bet it was close. I bet if Mr. Door had made it flat-footed, that fucker would have taken a crit hit. Thanks, Mr. Door. That's 7 damage.
It's a big hit as you stab at the Morlock, and it winces in pain.
Knew you could do it,
I
Norman.
got him! And Norman retreats.
Yeah, Mag will jump in next. So she strides forward into the spot that Norman just vacated, directly in front of this possibly not Morlock, which has cornered itself, bringing the flail across her body into this sort of tight niche in front of this door, and she swings and uppercuts it for a 24 to hit.
24 is a hit as the flail again bashes into this Morlock.
For 9 bludgeoning damage.
The Morlock winces again. And it is still up.
So Mag will stay right where she is, front
Come
and
on, Mag. Just
center.
do it. Just do it, Mag.
Hit it. Just hit it.
You got this.
Hit that guy again.
Oh, that was just poised on a 20, and instead it came up 10. It's a 14 to hit.
And the flail hits the ground in front of the Morlock.
Okay, so Vadim is going to jump in now, if that's cool.
Certainly cool with as Mag's flail drops limply to the ground.
Absolutely. It is Vadim's turn.
All right, so he will reach
So many
down,
layers to that comment.
pick up his Eldori dueling sword, stumble forward into the corner, and reach around and make a wild slash with his sword, trying to hit the Morlock. And that is a 29 to hit.
Oh, that should do it.
Oh!
So you find your strike is aiming true. It's going great. And then your arm has to bend around the corner of the wall. And it's just a regular hit.
Yeah. Well, so it goes. And that is 5 damage.
But it doesn't matter that your attack is not a critical hit because the Eldori dueling sword finds its way to the Morlock's shoulder and it collapses onto the ground.
It's a perfect weapon.
Thanks, Mr. Door, shouts Norman.
Who the hell is this Mr. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh.
All right. As the Morlock gasps its last, Mag steps next to Trill in front of the door where these voices are coming from and starts sizing up the timbers that are keeping the door
Mag,
blockaded.
Mag. Hey, Mag. Do you think can you move
Yes.
the wood?
Is that rhetorical? Mag lifts Trill gently
Off
by
the wood?
by the scruff of the cloak off the pile of wood, and sets about trying to remove the blockade. I assume that's athletics.
No, it's just something that takes a little bit of time. It's just you have to move this stack of wood. You get the impression that these creatures were not particularly strong, so this barricade that they've set up is not impeding your movement. It's just intricate.
It's elaborate.
Norman contributes his mage hand to helping move pieces.
Yeah, so you hear the shouting being like,
Who is it, 201? Which side won? What's going on?
We're coming, Buffrey.
I'll be
It
there.
is us, the Knights of the Gauntlet, here to help you, Norman says, making up some term all of a sudden that no one's ever heard before.
Knights of the. I must.
I don't know,
have
right?
lost
It fits.
More blood.
We're coming.
We're friends from Otari. Ynyasmer has sent us.
Us, the Knights of the Gauntlet.
Ynyasmer? Oh no, this is the Ynyasmer. Oh, Ynyasmer!
and you get all of this timber out of the way, and you find yourself in a foul-smelling room. Alcoves along the walls might once have been storerooms, but the stone shelves are all empty. And you look around and you see that this room has been refit into a prison. You see 3 people in this prison. 2 with long mustaches, big round pot bellies, and they look horribly malnourished.
How many arms?
You go to investigate their arms, and they sort of look weirdly at you. One of them says, "Hello, may I help you? Why are you looking at me like this way?"
Joffrey? Meffrey? Where's Jeffrey? Where's Joffrey? Where's Meffrey? Which one? Who's not here?
Well, we lost Joffrey. He has been missing for some time. You know of us. And at this point, you see the third figure stand up slowly off of a stone bench that she's been sitting on. She pushes Norman out of the way. She grabs a hold of Trill's shoulders, barely able to hold herself up, so weak from not eating. She looks at you and she says, "Trill, I knew you would save me," as she collapses on the floor, having lost consciousness.
What?
And we'll pick up from there next time.
She lasted through that whole fight
That was
and
it.
then fainted. The Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production, produced under the Paizo Incorporated Community Use Policy. The Roots of Ruin uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's Community Use Policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Paizo does not recognize, endorse, or sponsor this project in any way. Original characters and content are the property of Tabletop Gold. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Email us at letters@tabletopgold.com and find all our social links at tabletopgold.com.